our generation, everybody that do something, with the exception of maybe Boogie, is heard. Yeah. Nobody else in the community really upholds the standard of like, we participated, now it's time to give back, and then we leave. I can say we all trying to leave, we all do something differently. I was talking about leaving, he already gone, he ain't through a pit and hell us. Bug, we don't know where he at or what he doing, so it's like literally, if we stop, that's the scene.
He must be talking about Fight Club.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I was talking about Fight Club. Yeah. So it's like, us, if we were to stop, again, there is no Cyber Sunday. Tanner already gone. Woo is Woo, but they don't utilize Woo how we use Woo. And we was in Woo for a minute, for a long time. They don't even necessarily use UMSU, and they still the ones using UMSU. So it's like, two things I would say. One, we don't have enough new faces for whatever reason, whether we didn't go grab them or they didn't find our way to them. And then it's not meaning for us doing nothing, and we don't even necessarily have the resources or the capacity to keep doing what we need to do to keep it up. So it's like, that's why I asked the question, like, what would it look like if we just let it go? What if we never seen a Fight Club again? What if we never seen a pit again?
Somebody trying to start that.
I held my head up teaching in public schools last year because I couldn't do it because I don't fit the mold no more. I'm cringy. Future is old. You know what I'm saying? Like if you play Future in school, they're like, this old ass. You know what I'm saying? If I do play NBA Youngboy, I play the clean version. But they know all the cuss words because they know kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then non-negatively, if I'm under a white institution business that's trying to save these black kids, they can't let me talk to my folks how I want to talk to them. And since I don't realistically have the capital to do my own version, I just finally took my hat off in the instance. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I've gotten more selective. I still bring people into the crew. Like I said, I got maybe about 4 students from the studio that I've been in since 2013 that battle grown-ups, that choreograph, and that teach. So it's like, and they still fresh out of high school or still in high school or something. So it's like, you know, it's like being selective with it because it's like, you know, it comes with you know, ups and downs in that sense.
Olivia, you got something?
Yeah, I wonder, because obviously we have so many passionate people here that are like trying to do a bunch of little things. I wonder if you guys have considered starting a community center of some kind to kind of be the space, because there is like arts grants and things that we like could apply for if we kind of came together. And then my parents own a community center back in Indiana, and what they do, they have like an umbrella, and then they bring in other people to come. So you could bring in crump groups into this community center. You could bring in, so like no one has to let go of what they've been working on, right? But it can kind of come together so we can get funding from like the St. Louis community. We can do like
also the lottery.
That's kind of what I was thinking with the actives group, like make it an actual business so that we could have like entertainers and competitors, but everybody everybody cheap for it. Everybody trains and labs up and keeps it like a consistent schedule of sessions because it is a business and you want to make sure everybody's up to par. We have projects, you have like artistic property to show, so you can get the grants and the funding and the sponsorship, and you know we got representation and you know stuff like that since we grown, and it's just us, and it ain't like many new gen except these two for real, like you know what I mean. As far as the streets go, these are the only new gen that came, so these are the only two that actually care to show up for the scene, which means that us as OGs or whatever, we still care more about our scene. Meanwhile, we all are trying to do other things at the same time. So it's kind of crazy. Like what you said, Tyrus, is facts. We trying to pass the torch, but they don't really want the torch. It don't seem like they want the torch.
Before we go get to Dan's question, I do want to hear his question. That begs my next question I have for everybody. What do you want to do with dance? Because it's obvious that we still care about dance. And the people that's not here, granted, some people, everybody got valid lives. You gotta watch your kids, you gotta go to work, yada yada yada. But it's so easy to just get Twitter fingers and talk about dance all day, type shit. Type shit. But you know what I mean? So
I'm gonna even go further. Some of y'all even know me. I'm in 2 worlds.
yeah.
Dancing and music.
Yeah. So granted, to my point, it ain't too many excuses, but it's like we just heard online again people advocating for change and shit that they want to see in the scene, and they don't necessarily when it comes. It's not many people you can rely on to be sustainable or come and uphold or participate or whatever. So it's like again, everybody here because we all decided that we care about it, but it's like that granted that we older and you still care about it. What do you want to do with it? And again, that's why I'm like. What it look like if we just drop this shit? We can all still care about dance individually and not worry about bringing the scene together and just fellowship. We don't have to have battles anymore. We don't have to have cycles. We don't have to have workshops. If that shit is too much of a headache for us to uphold as people that's trying to move on with their life, we do deserve the right to move on with our life. And if we can't throw practice, we can't throw practice. We all did it. You know what I mean? So again, it's like if we drop it, we drop it. But I would love to go around the room again.
I think you're kind of speaking from a little bit of a point of pain right now.
Me?
Yeah.
As far as like letting it go?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to be realistic. As much as I'm tired, like I'm willing to keep going, but again, what's the purpose
I
behind
mean, realistically, we got people like this sitting right here that's willing to try to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
It's gonna be.
Word, something.
But so it's not like that it'll die. It won't. If all of us who's been doing this for the last 20 years stop, it won't die. It'll just be smaller for a while.
That's what I'm saying. Be more selective. The person you're passing culture on to.
Yeah, I think it's important, you know like what you was just saying. Because one thing I had to realize as I've been thinking about all of this coming to this meeting is everybody doesn't exactly have the same goals as a dancer that I have. That's one thing I had to realize. And I gotta kind of apologize, and I realized like I haven't been as active on the scene, but that's just due to my own personal love-hate relationship thing with dance I got going on. But I want to be more present and want to keep this thing going. But it goes kind of like what you said, like what exactly does everybody want to do? Because me personally, I started leaning towards working with artists and choreography, things like that. But I'm still a B-boy, like I still do the other, but that's just, it leans towards that for me. But that might not be what he want to do or what he want to do, but it's like, we got to figure out what everybody's goal is, because I can help with that. You know what I mean? I got resources, whatever, I can help with that. But if it's something else, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to force anybody to say, like, we all got to do the same, or you have to do what I'm doing, or, you know what I mean? I think it's important for people to understand what they want to do with dance and who they want to be as a dancer, too.
Well, and
I think we all should be wanting to get paid pretty much.
I mean, that was always my.
That's real.
That's always the same. Like,
I'm saying, if you incentivize, people will be motivated. So if we have something where we are actually making money doing this, people are gonna. Because I know a lot of dancers right now that ain't dancing because the other niche is paying more. You know, the other thing that they doing is sustaining them better.
It's dance money out here, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot out
It's
here.
money.
But we just have to have a product together to show them
That's what
that.
you gotta have a product.
Like, it's money out here, I'm telling you. I DJ and do bar mitzvahs and parties every weekend. They will pay for people to come dance. That's literally what they pay for. It's for you to come dance. And
Now,
like,
dance is
it's
like
money
the
out
least
here.
paid entertainment.
Not ask for it.
Huh?
You gotta ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's
But
money out here.
There is money out here.
like I said,
money out here.
It's just what everybody want to do. Is it just battles or is it just ciphers? Like, are we just trying to create a space for everybody to just come
Yeah, I think
vibe or?
Like he was saying, I think the collective answer won't happen because everybody not heard, but I think the individual answer speaks more volumes. And it's not even like we all help each other with each individual answer. It's just knowing the understanding of the man next to you. Like me and Slim probably not on the same page dance-wise what we want to do. You might still want to participate, teach, and you might still want to battle. What I mean by participate, teach, and actually throw jams and throw battles. Whereas me, I just kind of right now, I love curating space. I love to battle, but it's like I know there's a certain type of training that comes with battling, and right now I love to curate the space. But to the point of the pain point is like I get that it won't necessarily die because I got 3, 4, 5, 10 people coming to the event. But to the money point, I don't really give a fuck about money. I haven't made a dime off y'all my whole tenure of doing this. It's all been lost money, but how long do I keep losing money for the sake of trying to keep this going when I got bills to pay? I want to do it, but it's like,
It shouldn't solely follow you.
You know what I mean?
It's
So it's like,
it never was supposed to solely follow you.
100%.
And it's that investment that you made though. Like, so now you got a resume of like 10 Floriginal events. Where now you can be like, hey, Kranzbergs, look at this. You want to fund me?
That goes to my point earlier where it was like, we've been asking for shit versus building shit up on our own. And again, to the point of like, I'm willing to get it out the mud and build my own shit from the ground up, however long it takes. But I can't sit here and lie to y'all face, even if it is a pain point, I'll take accountability. I've been doing for since 2021. To not make $1 and have had these conversations about sponsorships, have been sponsored, have had the resume, have fucking did the videos, have crossed my I's and dotted my T's, ran around the world 3 times. Again, I'm willing to do it again, but now I'm being more realistic of like, do you have to? And if you are going to do it again, what are you doing it for? And that's my thing of like, I love y'all down. But I would rather just session and fellowship with y'all and not have to throw a battle and waste my time like that. I can come outside and be cool and still do my thing. Go ahead, Kyle.
I have something to say, but you had something to say first. And then I'll say what I was going to say.
Oh, I was just going to talk about the space, putting together space for, like that's been that's what I want out of dance in St. Louis. It's just, that's all I've really been doing lately. Just kind of putting together something so y'all can just kind of do some shit. I don't get like battling, that was my thing, like early 20s, but just to get dancers around. I remember your last one we had here, when we spoke on the mic, I was talking about the energy in the room. When it comes to battles, it's like nobody want to be friends in this moment, which is, it's like a competition, you're trying to get some money, I get it. Yeah. But it also sends off the wrong message to the youth. You know what I'm saying? When they hear, they like, why everybody over there? Why they over there? I thought this was like, dance is supposed to be something you enjoy doing, you know? So, but yeah, I just enjoy putting space together, that's all.
What's your problem? Go ahead, ask Kyle
I've been having like so many conversations with other artists about like, wanting to have space, and also non-artists, but like community, actually no, just kidding, not even non-artists, the head of, or works with GOD, and I'm like, I asked him what his dream was. It was a community space, and so what I was gonna say earlier is that I am looking to start a nonprofit soon. We have talked about like obviously, and I feel like people in general like a brick and mortar would be so freaking awesome, but I feel like it's important to get there. But I am like, I want a lot of things to overlap. Dancing in the streets. Like, there are just so many things like that where I'm like, okay, event-wise, like, we can also do that through a nonprofit. Yes. And I think in this nonprofit that I'm building with Taylor, and Anita. So that's in progress, kind of just like, trying to find that balance between, conversation, building, synergy, and, flow between people.
I can tag on before we end another question, but I feel like the dance scene is so oversaturated these days that I don't even know where to go. Like, I'm being pulled. One weekend has 5 events happening.
Yeah, there are an absurd amount of dance events going on. Like this weekend the end of the month in particular. I'm like, there are 3 to 4 to 5, maybe, you
And
know,
so if we
plus
had this
happening.
central hub and you could push social media out, even if it is outside, here we are getting in our faces, like how, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Instagram, right? Which is crazy, but that's how life is these days. And so if you had this nonprofit or this central hub, you could still do these other things, but get in people's spaces easier. And when it's in people's spaces, that's when you get funding, and that's when you can pull. You can have an education program, and that's where you're gonna get money in, even if these kids are being sponsored by other families. You know what I mean? Like that's when it becomes this whole situation. That's how you get teachers to come in, and that's how the community grows. And I think that's what we're missing, because instead it's all separate, and it's like, oh, I want to be involved, but I don't even know where to go. So I feel like that's.
Who all are running these like separate events? Like who
Well,
are these events?
I was kind of thinking
Whoever
about,
wants to.
yeah, and
Key.
this past weekend, like mostly companies, different companies having events, or
Companies.
there's one
Dance companies.
I see. So I guess like what I wanted to bring up earlier with like Code Red was like, because I saw some Code Red dancers down whenever. I also want to talk about the Cherokee Street Battle later.
Yeah.
But I saw like Code Red dancers down at Cherokee Street. Like they were part of like. So I'm wondering, and like with Red being like a dancer, what other collaboration, like battle scene with like big studios of St. Louis like Code Red?
What do you mean by collaboration?
And
Like, do they battle? Are they
And
willing
passes.
It
to?
depends. She's a call red dancer.
It's true.
So it
Right.
depends on who you're referring to.
it depends on the person. In the past, there was a Floriginal that I judged at where I feel based on reaction alone, Red was well grown because his 2 dancers entered and did not do well.
I see.
Genuinely against another person that was also at the same level of not doing well, but was enough to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And since then, that was like the last time I've seen them kind of, you know, because they took it as like, oh, it's just because we do studio there. And I'm like, no, you just had an
Well, they trying to get out the show now. Like you said, Battle of Cherokee, a lot of them were there.
Now, I wasn't there.
And they did
The
well.
last battle I have from memory of where they showed
And they
up.
did well.
and how-
Maybe a quarterly battle. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said more sessions would be better.
I also
And if
wanted
you
to-
want call outs, just have call outs, but less.
Yeah.
It seems like battles. St. Louis is small, so you know, like with Crump philosophy is sessions, build the community, battles, kill the community. That's like that's how we see it, period. So St. Louis is small and we having hella battles. And just like you said, you go into these battles, you got this competitive energy, and niggas is, you know, feeling some type of way, niggas feel some type of way at the DJ. And then on top of that, you coming out of money, I'm coming out of money. Like, yeah, Fight Club, the only person who did it right was Lucas, because he got his funded. But yeah, I came out of money every Fight Club. Everybody got paid but me. You come out of money because you paying the community. So battles are hurting everybody. It's hurting the person that's putting it together. And then it's hurting the community because you got all these egos clashing, and it's just creating a space that we probably shouldn't have so frequently.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It probably just need to be annually.
Yep.
We'll have these ego clashes.
Yeah. I think quarterly. I think quarterly.
I want to double down on it, not double down. I want to dig just a little bit further into that, because I think
And one more, and just a little bit, like Tanner, you know, like we don't have anybody like Tanner anymore. And you can't force somebody to do that.
Tanner, yeah, for sure.
Like Tanner was straight facilitating this Cypher Sunday and then getting the meat and stuff, and we throwing him some money because he, you know, he putting himself into this for us, and he barbecuing. And
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Tanner threw, he didn't start, but he took over Cypher Sunday, which happened every single Sunday.
And it was consistent.
And it was church.
So
Nah, for
that
real.
was like church, exactly. That was
And that's why I was
session
saying,
that
Low
brought
key,
the
that is
community
what that's where the community came from.
That's where
And that's why I was saying.
Everybody came together.
And that's why I was
So
saying.
we had less of that and then we had more battles.
Yes.
We had more battles, less of these come together, eat, smoke, dance, talk shit. We had less of that, and we had more to, I gotta beat these niggas. I gotta be better than this.
Is it fair to say
That's real. Yeah.
That killed
granted, we got tension in the breaking culture. But breaking battles is not, I want to say all styles tension battle that we've been having is different than the tension in breaking battles. I feel like all styles is relatively new here as far as us trying to put that at the forefront because breaking had to run for a minute and then Crump had to run for a minute.
Exactly.
And then Boogie then was trend dance, but that wasn't necessarily all styles. All styles is something we just started doing, and because we trying to create a space for everybody, somehow niggas don't feel accepted. We get egos. Everybody feel like everybody feels like they have a way that all styles should be. And nobody discussed that way because it's some new shit. We never were an all-style city. We all did different styles. It's a baby. Yeah, we all did different styles.
I feel like we more akin to Memphis. Our all styles are more akin to Memphis.
Y'all can speak to this more than.
Hold on,
We know how to manage it. We know how to manage this.
Before we go on, this is what I was also saying when I was talking about ciphers, whether they're indoor or outdoor. The things we can integrate that Turner had that I feel were the most successful was a select chunk of time and timed genres. When he started doing the timed genres, that was the best. Because now a lot of people's music was getting heard, and at certain times the community involved would show up at the time of their, or 30 minutes before, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that shit didn't matter with that.
Also creating both games as well as community building things, and I feel like the other thing that was really awesome was Court's last battle. Court's last battle with the object creativity. I feel like doing things like that when we do that.
The thing that was
to take it
downtown.
off
That
of
was
solely
fun.
skill versus
It was
skill.
fun.
Yeah, to make it playful versus, right? Because, if you got people that train every freaking day, every day, and then you got people who want to reach the top, but they don't train every day, and we keep battling, and we keep winning because we're more consistent, and they still blowing their top. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of,
I was gonna say,
I'm not telling responsibility. I'm just saying. That's in agreement to how battles work.
The biggest thing is, for a time, after Tanner stopped doing the Cypher Sundays, the energy shifted to where people wanted to battle more because people were training every day. It's like a motherfucker training for a fight. I'm itching. I'm trained like where you want to go. It was like I'm gonna say it with the all stars. It was like everybody want to battle, but we don't. At the time, we didn't have a big separate pocket communities to hold their own battle. So it was like, okay, let's do one big battle. Let's make it an all stars. And like man was insinuating, we just didn't know how to manage it because it was new. It was like something new. But I also feel where he's coming from, where the energy went from, hey man, we want to battle, and ego started getting involved because our community is like family. We all cousins. We all grew up with each other. We all see each other. We all kick it. But like you said, that energy is like, hey man, when we battle, man, it's fuck you. But it's like, bro, I'm about to catch a ride with you. I'm finna go. Like you said, I think if we cycle more and it's that fellowship, it will quell that energy of I gotta beat you.
I'm just saying when we do battle, let's make it something that's not skill versus skill.
How about this? Before we get to you, I wanted to kind of set the tone because y'all are like the oldest ones in the room. Would y'all say because we all agree that all styles is pretty new? Would you all agree that the St. Louis scene here is known for breaking and commercial hip hop, even more so than Crump? I would say Crump is the newest style before all styles. Definitely breaking and commercial. So everything here,
definitely commercial more than anything. Commercial more than anything.
We got a record. As far as Mango as a St. Louis commercial dancer,
but the street scene we would say was breaking pretty much.
Yeah. And then my point, the point I was trying to make is that we don't battle out of town. It's not something that our scene does.
Yeah.
That's why we throw so many battles here
Yeah.
to test our mind against the people that we know are comfortable around. We don't do that out of town. We don't go in.
And if we do, it's solo.
And if we do, we
It's
don't
solo.
go as a community.
Yeah, it's solo.
Hey.
Last time out of town battles, I ain't say nothing about it.
Honestly, because St. Louis is so small, I think it would be better if everybody just trained and kind of we went together to go against.
Yeah, that's how.
Like we'd be much stronger together if everybody like lab in.
Last year,
like,
we created a big group chat.
versus.
You remember this?
What?
We used to do that.
Yeah.
Like we would go out to like Bashville.
Yeah, but that was years ago.
We would,
Or Indiana.
like at least 20.
2 cars, carpool.
Last year, remember, we had made a group chat, and we made it to the people who were active. Cozy also was in this group chat. You were in this group
Oh
chat.
yeah, I'm in there.
And the whole goal was us to train up to call out Atlanta, which is basically Dragon House. I'm just saying, we don't do things like that anymore. And if we do have a plan, it don't come to fruition.
Yep.
So what do we do with the nigga that's not here?
I feel like if y'all gonna make a plan like a group, there has to be heads accountable per style. There's gotta be somebody running
The liaisons for the ciphers.
Otherwise, it's not gonna happen.
Agreed.
Everybody go home, go eat shit. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. What's your question?
Slumfest, I love Marty to death. I do.
That shit dead.
Oh, it's dead.
That shit been dead.
But it's only like that because our representation.
It's done.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's dead.
When Slumfest was a thing, we used to have a breaking battle. There was no elected anything. You battled, you won, you got a trophy. Or and then even further down.
No, you had votes for like the crew of the year.
Yeah, it was crew of the year.
We had issues there. It wasn't between. It was conversations with Marty. People selecting, pre-selecting who they want. We just had a conversation about the last one.
But that's my point though. I feel like the representation on that board ain't there. And if it's just Marty, that's not enough.
Definitely not.
Not enough to represent the whole hip hop of St. Louis. That's not enough.
Marty and Bria, that's all about them.
Bria don't represent this community.
Yeah.
I know Bria do. I know exactly what you're talking about, but she don't represent us over here.
You right.
You know, you can attest to this. At some point, Slumfest took a turn from being about your skill to a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that happened or who made that happen.
It used to be like a hip hop festival
That's what it's
about
supposed
the
to be.
element
Slumfest is supposed to
and
be
like
our
the
hip hop festival
and
for
them
our
and
city.
the demonstration of the elements. Then it kind of just turned into like a performance show.
I want to speak on that. I feel like this is like just something I've noticed growing up and being part of this thing is that all of our battles are judged by like St. Louis dancers. And because of that, now you have this popularity contest because he and his crew, and they got beef because of something with this event. And it's like, now that's what's causing that because nobody, and that's also why none of us go out is because we don't bring people in. And the only time we bring somebody in, it's like the same few people.
In the 9 states touching ours. Yeah.
And it's like, and also like I guess like we like Dragon House and all, but like we bring people from like I saw Bam back from Alchemy Arts.
Yeah.
But like people from Atlanta are not gonna come up here.
Yeah.
So why are we focusing? Why are we bringing?
Not true.
You don't think
I gotta agree with him. I gotta agree with him on that one.
I can answer this question.
But like I guess I feel like, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like we're not expanding in a way to where like our community is bonding with any other community. We're bringing like, if we like bring somebody, it's from far away and we can't have like big access with one community.
We haven't mobbed to
We don't go nowhere either, y'all. They don't know us.
Yeah.
They might know one or two.
Like so, like that's what I'm saying. That's kind of why I got the idea of bringing like people from Kansas City and from Chicago and Nashville. Nashville still do bachelor? Is that still a thing?
They do.
Well, I gotta.
I got.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question and to tag onto you and probably where you're going, the reason why we keep bringing certain people to the city is to get people from their city to get to ours. Because we don't travel to these places, so they're like, why are we finna go over there? that's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. So you did a good thing, but taking the Woosaka kids to wherever you guys went to go battle.
Yeah, we went
That was
to
dope.
Chicago.
That was dope.
And we made sure that it was in Midwest area too. Like we wouldn't have gone to anything further than like Chicago, maybe like Indianapolis, just to.
If you want people to come from further, you gotta.
I understand that, but like at the same time, we're building like right now we're like this is the Midwest scene, like because we don't have our own scene. Like Kansas City, they kind of have their scene, like but. Like they can drive to our place. Like people from Atlanta, like yeah, like you have to take like a full weekend and a half out. Like if you're from Kansas City, that's like a day or two trip.
Detroit.
I give you that. I mean, I feel like geographically you definitely have a point. But to give Boogie his credit, when he did invite Atlanta out here, they came.
Consistently, and we went consistently.
Yeah,
too.
That's how they rock going. Like we have a history of bringing people here.
And
we do
Memphis.
have
Memphis came down
with
here.
other cities, so we don't like always
But you're right though. I just think we need to start locally and keep them there from there, from the Midwest, and expand out.
Yeah, that's low key where I was gonna go.
What you
We broke her. For real.
Right, like, they ain't gonna save us, like, it's not, you know, like, I love it, like, don't get me wrong, like, I go and travel too, like, and as people are coming to more whacking events, like, we are gonna take them to battles should they want to come, like, been traveling since I started doing this dance because there's nobody here, and I think that like it's great to do it. I love it, but don't get me wrong. Like that, when I'm having a bad week, when I'm having a bad day, when I don't know what I want to do with my dance, the people that are going to help me do it are the people in St. Louis. So like, I love the fact that we want to connect with the Midwest. I absolutely agree. I'm talking to people in the Midwest all the time. But at the end of the day, like when I want to go out and go to a club and hear a good DJ, I'm going to run into you guys. Like, I think we need to like. It is great to have these ideas of like taking a crew of people to go and start actually doing that with the people who've been around in St. Louis, but like I think we do need a quality over quantity always in terms of where we're at right now. It's what it seems like a bit of a more I just wanted to say that.
In closing, I don't think too many. I wasn't expecting this to be a solution-based conversation and we start implementing health solutions after this. I just wanted to lay shit out on the table, and honestly, the people that are here, the people that I wanted to be here to hear from the most, I feel like had emotion to say.
It's not here.
It's always how it goes, bro.
It's always how it goes.
So my question is,
just here to do all, but not here to. My bad.
No, you good. So my question is, all right. So the scene not letting it die per se. But again, we are the ones that do this shit, and we low key trying to walk away to do something else. It's like, do we keep trying to pass the torch to these niggas, or do we let it go and let Yan them take over and just support Yan them and whatever they gonna do? And I'm with that. I don't want to necessarily keep trying to reach grown ass men because we're not kids. I want to try to keep reaching grown ass men that's not here, that don't know what they want to do with their dance, or if they do, they not chasing it. I'm not necessarily.
Or don't want to be flexible at all.
That space. So I think kind of collective, we kind of got to figure out what the fuck we want to do from here.
What we don't do is we don't stop because we love this thing, right? You know what I mean? Take a second, think about why you started. What made you want to be a dancer or a DJ or whatever, right? Forget the ones that's messing it up. It's just time to build and inspire some new minds, some new people. It's just time to grow the community that way. You know what I mean? Rather if it's grabbing some younger kids, grabbing whoever, like it's just time to grow all the way and just build it. And we're gonna deal with the people that's doing it in a positive light. You know what I mean? The same way you were inspired by this thing, I know I grew up watching, you know, Beat Street, Breaking, all of that, you know what I mean? That's why I wanted to do this. So now it's just time to inspire some new people to want to do this. That's my call.
Can we do that by showing up in mass to places to dance?
That can help.
Like consistently. Like, and I'm not saying that we haven't, because Sophie's was that, but you know, like,
fuck all that shit. Fuck
you know, right. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we could identify two places that got good enough floor space for us to start just going to that are real world places in the real world to dance at consistently.
Our real life need us to get in front of some kids, y'all, for real.
Yeah.
We don't have no young in our scene.
I teach in school.
Our youngins is cranking them kids, bro.
Yeah.
That is our youth.
Yeah.
And that's not our youth.
Yeah.
We don't, you telling me no kids want to dance in St. Louis. That's what y'all
There's so many. There's so many.
They just don't have.
There's so many.
Think about it.
There's
There's
nowhere
kids
to
they
go.
want to break dance. They want to. They just don't know.
There's nowhere to go. Anytime I'm outside,
We can do baby steps. We can do baby steps. I'm cool with that. I'm so cool with like I could go with my daughter right now and I can do the heel toe, wipe my shoe, and I can record that, and that mug gonna go kind of nice. But it's showing like, oh shoot, what you know about this? You know what I'm saying? To an older person, like somebody 40 years old, they seeing a young 9-year-old doing some stuff that we grew up doing. They're like, oh, what you know about this? Somebody taught you, you know what I'm saying? And that shows like, like you opening a door for somebody shows like, oh, you must have been raised properly because, and that's what we're gonna do. We can do that right now. I'm telling you, like, we just start the year off just off going in. I'm not folding on nothing, you know what I'm saying? I just left Skate King and just did it on them. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna see it in a little minute. But like, I just did it on them real quick. On skates. 314 slide on skates. We just made this 314 slide in like one day. Imagine what we can do for a month of hard work together. Unity-wise, of hard work. Man, we'll hurt the whole city. And if that's what, if y'all want to do that, if that's what this is about, then yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I'm glad y'all talking about this right now.
I also would like to say, like teaching in public schools, I have a huge amount of access to kids, and I meet parents too. My issue is the influence of the school that they consistently go to, that I only customly come in there to teach here and there, has more influence than my here and there. And if I had an outer space to bring them to that wasn't a parking lot, right? Because when I do, I personally feel like non-negatively, I see the most new faces, I bring the most new faces, but they only at parking lots because we don't have, you get what I'm saying? And if I could get them out of the school and into this, because the parents are the same way. I'm meeting parents. I did that with Lord. I met Lord mama. Like, hey, I've been teaching your son in high school. He gonna be hanging out with me, I've been on that lifestyle of bringing in the mentorship. But my issue is one, I had to learn to be more selective. And two, I also had to understand that without the space, it's hard to maintain that connection because the parents are like, hey, you know, this one time y'all got put out the campus because of campus police and, you know, wait till y'all get a building. It's like, well, damn, now I got less options, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to in schools teaching, I've been doing this for about 15 years in public schools. So it's like, I got the options.
With the school resources you have, is there any teachers, assistant principals that can give you some space in the classroom after school hours?
I've done that several times, like where I was booked by way of a company to come in, and when I was able to flex and get some kids to actually get into the therapeutic parts of dancing, the school did not have the funding or the grant to continue that, the teachers would band together and pay me to be like, yeah, we need this, right? So again, it's like a lot of situations where I've had opportunity, but I've had to flex it by taking grant writing classes or taking contract writing classes and finessing my way with business by saying I have, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is I just don't have the capital. And if I had the capital to have any type of space, you get what I'm saying? And I'm ready to stop teaching. Teaching was never my goal. I'm just an autistic kid that was emotional and knew how to explain it well. I'm ready to teach some other people how to teach other than my studio kids. Like I said, I got 4 studio kids. 2 of them uni kids, 2 of them teaching, 2 of them battling, grown people. So it's like when I have the select space, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't got that. So that's what we want to work on. Yeah, so I think that's conglomerately what we kind of understand in that. You know, like a six year span, you know, we got a building. And then that building could be the space for the ciphers and, you know, the battles we host there or the battles that you host.
And like, but I was like, we could focus it in a very particular way for like, you know, maybe even documentation on their end, but it's like using the space, you know, that is there. And Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to a conclusive thought. That's
I
why.
would consider putting curfew in the contract, just to let you know, like it's gonna be an official thing. It's gonna start at this time, end at this time, consistently on this day in this space.
I was want to say, like, I wanted to explain that, like, that's like booking the room as one of the ends to bring community members in. But I was also going to say that I think I can go ahead and start looking for like ways for you guys to get officiated as like, I don't know, some type of way for campus police to not bother you guys. And I think I can, I don't know, I'll start emailing around for that.
And I think if we just, you know, like I said, show up in the group and be like, hey,
yeah,
this us, take a picture of us.
But I think it's most likely it's not going to be like something where you guys can come in anytime. I think it's going to be like a once in a week or like whatever we have as a like we'll probably post that as a schedule.
Yeah, something y'all can post in y'all community areas too, for like everybody to conglomerately come to.
Okay. But with that, I wanted to ask, I guess, how many people do you think would regularly gather in a space like this, and would you guys need like more times for separate groups?
No. We talking about like how the B-boys have a cipher. Probably like a all-style cipher that consistently goes from a set time to a set time.
You talking practice or cipher?
Sound like you're talking
we got practice at WashU.
Both essentially, because ain't they what, like when I've been to, it's both.
We only got practice. We didn't have ciphers since like Garboy days. But you go to WashU to practice.
Okay, well the same thing. Practice as for all style spaces.
We can do ciphers, but I guess our worry is that if we run like a cipher and then like, I guess like we're worried that like people won't know or won't come to it because I guess my issue, I don't really know how big the St. Louis dance scene for like people that can consistently.
Yeah, and I can definitely say it varies, bro. There have been times where we have an outer towner come and then you got 15 people at a single session. So there are times where it's a consistent 6. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta just limit it to the session spots. Even at the events, you just can't.
Yeah, you can't pin a number on it. You can pin a general, but on average, not considering guests / romantic partners and like random friends, I would say you can expect 20 to 40 dancers at any given time.
I mean, let's be honest. Since you've been young, everybody that
you should.
That's still here.
You visually,
you've seen the scene.
You visually
seen
the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, you visually seen the scene.
I see. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I think I could make something work. Like.
Yeah, and it's not to like do anything but us just to have a specific space, and then that could be like I said, that could be advertised in the same way that Wu Cypher is advertised. Just like, hey, if you're trying to train, you're trying to work on this, that. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to make sense, although although we are advocating for this, trying it, I want to say don't force yourself to try it.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I say if it's lofty, then back on.
I understand.
This is a result of we've had a shit ton of people asking for change and demanding change and criticizing the culture for it not changing, and then once steps towards change start to happen, again, you can't really count on people to show up. Granted, everybody got their own life, everybody can hold the shit happens, but it's not necessarily like people really be trying to like get on top of the shit that they asking for. So it's like, if you go through all of the trouble of, and again, that's not to discourage you from doing it, it's just saying don't think that it's an immediate thing where you gotta add to your plate of distractions, because it's like, it's not like they're gonna appreciate it right out the bat anyway, if at all. You know what I mean? Again, we can.
It's more like
go through
if
spaces
you
all
bumping
day.
shoulders with the right people.
I understand. I'm just thinking about it because it's just like a very real possibility because like we've been bringing in people from outside of the campus, and so I'm thinking because of that, it's a very possible way, and it shouldn't, in my head, it shouldn't be very difficult to do. So that's why I'm trying to like talk about it.
On that same energy, you want to kind of bring something similar back to Cypher Sundays.
I do, but at the same time, again, man, I don't. Because my biggest question is, one of the things that and this is my brain baby right here, I mean my brain part, we bounce.
He like, what'd you say?
He did not like that. He did not like that.
That's how work does. You know what I mean? He know better than anybody, man. And also, Rich know too. Like a huge part of the driving force of why I was doing this shit was for the community, and then it just kind of fell apart because I lost the idea of I lost a sense of what community is here. So it's like, who am I doing this shit for? And it's like to reach other people outside of the community. It's cool, but I'm not gonna lie, being honest, I'm kind of burnt out. And it's like, I don't want to keep doing shit and we can't count on motherfuckers to show up to do anything that's even from within the community to kind of assist. Now, to be like, fuck them and go ahead and do my own thing is very possible, but that's a rebuild of momentum that I gotta get that I'm not there yet. So it's like, as much as I want to do Cypher Sunday, as much as I want to have a battle every month, as much as I want to have a championship battle every year, throw Flow Fest every year, it's like, that's a lot of work to be doing for niggas that don't ever appreciate shit. That haven't appreciated shit. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? It's like, why would we go through the headache of trying to have something every Sunday at the arcade when niggas don't want to show up to arcade to take class, niggas don't want to show up to arcade just for session period without it being an official Cypher Sunday. What we talking about? Who we doing this shit for? You know what I'm saying? Again, it's like, I could do it. I could want to do it all day, but is it worth actually doing it? I don't necessarily know that when I came home, to be honest with y'all.
I would definitely say that over here in Limitless Crew, in Dillon, we have a forming event planner. That's what he wants to do. He wants to host ciphers on Sundays, but we're trying to do it differently. We're trying to integrate old things and add new things. Integrating old things from Tanner, like a set schedule where we shoot, it's from this time to this time.
Complete fuck with y'all. Even with me not being the forefront, because I don't have to be, and I kind of, sort of am by default right now. It's too many people trying to do the same shit. We don't need that. We need everybody on the same page.
I disagree in the sense that it's not my idea. I'm speaking for Dylan. He wants to do that.
Him. Like we all should be.
And again, at the end of the day, if we have consistent ciphers with people consistently showing up, and when people come out of town, they come cypher with us. Like, I don't see the harm in it.
That should be open up to everybody. We shouldn't have.
So right now, let's say we got this practice space one day a week, right? That's like practice cypher space. That's one. And let's say Domo starts cypher Saturday. And then Dylan got cypher Sunday. And then we got a practice space on Thursday.
I would rather we all just cypher one time once a week.
That's fine. That's what the original first idea was for. But in the event that is not capable, we're trying to do something, and then we're trying to switch it up to where it's more like we actually have games and stuff to do that build community with, like a giant dice, so that the cypher rounds can be. You know what I'm saying? Like just different shit, and it's not, and then we don't give a fuck who cypher we go to. If it ends up being the main, you get what I'm saying? We're trying to do it differently to foster community amongst ourselves differently than how we've just come together just to cypher.
I'm saying that's a valid point. Everybody, I feel like, I know, we've all had these conversations, and you talk to everybody. We all trying to do the same shit instead of all trying to do it separately. I don't give a fuck if it is games, board games, a chess game. We got Wu Cypher. If Wu Cypher won't work, find a central spot because the community is not that big. As we saying the same thing. Exactly. I'm just saying the key point of it shouldn't be 7 people.
And then we're also not trying to do this until probably March of next year.
What central spots? If Wu Cypher doesn't work, what other central spots would you guys?
So there are maybe 3 different spots that have open electric plugs and covered.
You talking about outside, and I don't understand that. It's the winter.
I got an inside.
I'm just being realistic.
I'm
just being realistic. Again, but that's the thing. From the outside, from somebody who ain't never been to arcade other than what other people have hosted, I don't know shit about arcade or the setup. So I'm only gonna speak for what's available to the streets. Because it's just an outdoor space with a covering. So, and again, at the end of the day, when it hits summertime, we're not gonna always want to be in the building. So if we centralize and get an Instagram page that has a photo of it, and we put, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, let's organize to where even while we're working on getting an indoor spot, let's conglomerately settle on 1 or 2 outdoor spots that we consistently use
I have an indoor
until
spot.
that comes across.
I have an indoor spot
You know what I'm saying?
At work.
Oh,
I think that if y'all want to do that, we can do that. At ArtWorks.
Yeah, we saying the same thing, it's just a different.
No, I think I could do that. I think we could do it. Once, how many, like, it could be a couple, like, I hear what you're saying. Yes, and not like.
Or even if it was a central spot that's indoor, where again, you have liaisons, people who host practices that can, as long as we go to the secretary or whoever and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And it's set out for a set chunk of time per day, per week. You know what I'm saying?
So you trying to have a practice spot in a cypher spot?
I'm trying to have a centralized practice cypher spot that is indoors, that is officiated.
How often?
A day a week.
Okay.
Because like I said, we've always done
we all
ours.
saying the same thing.
We really are, like we really are. But in the reality of it, like I said, even if we get a covered spot, when the weather get good, we're not always gonna want to be in there. So let's centralize on an Instagram page. I'm even considering doing it myself, where we take a picture of a spot that we consistently like the capoeira gazebo. You know what I'm saying?
They're like.
Or the bus stop.
And then again, at the end of the day, if you have a physical page, at the end of the day, when you do run into situations like campus police or security, be like, hey, we an official thing. We've been doing this for X amount of years.
I think
you know what I'm saying.
One of the biggest things about the St. Louis dance community is that we don't have a home.
Exactly.
But outside not gonna be the home.
I'm not suggesting that it be the home, but I'm being realistic to what has been consistent throughout my entire history in St. Louis. Whenever people want to, we can go to a parking lot at Washoe or also to Session.
Yeah, but
whenever we want to, we can go to the World's Pavilion.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let us finish. You have to let everybody finish their thoughts too, as well as we let you finish yours. I believe what you're saying. I agree. We all been in the same space. We didn't practice at Washoe. We've been to Umsel. We've been to the Loop. We've been downtown Kingdom Plaza. Niggas have danced in alleyways. We have been outside, and that's a part of street dance. We're going to find a place regardless. But for me, my position as actually hosting space, providing space, searching for space, and I'm sure you feel this way as well. There's a difference between going to ask for a handout and can we use a space versus actually building up a space that you own. We have always been asking for permission to do something somewhere else instead of, as a community or individuals, building up our own space and having something that's consistent where we don't have to do all of this red tape shit. You wouldn't need security, you wouldn't need liaisons if we own it. However, that is harder, that's a longer route, but that's a more sufficient, sustainable route than going to ask for handouts everywhere else. Collaborations and shit, we've been doing them. And again, man, my man Spillin spoke about this recently. St. Louis has had a history of highlighting us as like a matter of fact, not even highlight, they've used us as garnishments around the city. Nobody really gives a fuck to actually provide space for us and highlight us. It's not their job, it's our job. And we have yet to, as a community, come together and decide to take hold of our own future and have somewhere for us to be. We keep going Washoe, we keep going Umsel, motherfuckers try Webster, and we try to go somewhere outside. We gon' have somewhere to session. We gon' always find somewhere. But having a home is something we never had. Even though we was at Washoe practicing, Washoe, the gargoyle was not our home.
So is we talking about gathering a couple K per person and putting down on the building?
I've been talking about that my whole life. Are you asking me am I for that right now? No, at this
Of course not.
moment.
We understand that.
But yeah, always, bro. Always.
Okay,
I'm talking like let's
I'll
put
it like
upgrade,
this.
bro.
The homie Gloria, she just got rid of her studio. It's on Cherry. It's a space. It's a studio space. Already
had a lot of issues with
Okay.
She had a lot of issues though with noise complaints and working with that landlord. They were not very respectful.
Okay.
And or like signed a lease to her knowing it was going to be what it was and then made it extremely difficult for her to actually run her business.
Yeah.
So.
What spot is it? What is it?
It's on 2800 Cherokee Street. It's across from the barber shop.
It's right across from
Love Bank.
the court.
Yeah, from Love Bank.
Basketball.
From Love Bank.
Yeah. No, it's a building.
It's a building, but there's people that live above it on the second floor.
It's diagonally across the street. Like straight across from the court. Yeah, on the corner, yeah.
I didn't know she was having issues with noise complaints though. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Wild question. Is it too hard to just let it go? What is letting it go?
The scene?
I've done that.
Let it go to shit. What is it?
I've done that. I've done it in my own way, meaning like outside of my immediate circle. I don't session or cycle with nobody, and like I don't, other than situations like this.
I would argue this is what letting it go look like.
Yeah, real talk. In a non-pessimistic way, this was my expectation.
And I say this, I mean, the fact that, most of our community isn't consistent no more. They've chosen other artistic avenues. They aren't present in the community unless they see something happening or
something they can gain
from. That's interesting.
Or something they could gain from. Or a way they could throw shade without taking accountability for their own part in it.
That part.
Because there was a lot of people I wanted to be here just to
say whatever they've been saying on the internet.
Yeah, and just to say our part that like some of us gave our time and our money and our energy to host outdoor sessions for people to not, take advantage of that.
Any session.
And then for them to come back later in life when now you got to battle with my 30-year-old life and my jobs and but you blaming us like we didn't try to do our best to pass down what we were existing in.
All of the dance scenes, commercial hip hop, all of everything.
You just didn't do it right.
That would set us back because that's kind of what I was gonna say. I want to.
Yeah, I think that we can do that again. I think
it was thrown by the wrong person. And
I have things to say. I know who I know who Maven is. I've known Maven for a long time. I just think that he wasn't enough involved in the community before he could get to understand how we would even react to what he basically threw a ball with street dance, and no one knew what that was.
Yeah, that's kind of good.
Yeah, I said we didn't do it right. I didn't want to bring astrology into this conversation, but I kind of have to slightly because Maven and Tyrus are Sag and Gemini opposites on the 11th. And today's 1/11, which is cool. But like that, Tyrus and I just didn't get together enough on the all styles definition of certain things, and Maven kind of like ran with what, he thought of, and so I agree with you on that. On it running like a ball, and I just like, I wasn't as decisive as I could have been, but like, I've been thinking about.
The reason I say this though is also because the event was successful. It wasn't the first event that did this. The event had a climax. He had Maven and y'all, I guess, had plans and organizers and influential people watching these events.
I didn't know that.
Apparently.
I didn't know that, and yeah.
I guess I'm not exactly sure what you guys are talking about.
So, are we talking about
Well, sponsors and stuff for dance battles. Apparently, a lot of people were coming to the Alchemy events looking to invest in the hip hop community.
It was just the first one, and we didn't do it right. It was at Washington. It wasn't through my contact. It was just,
You ain't gotta do that. That's not
trial and error.
That's not even what my money is.
I think it was like a year and a
Apologize
half
for
ago,
throwing
2
an
years
event
ago.
with the mindset of trying to.
We talking about how you
props and
improve.
night
That's all
clubs,
we talking about.
Alright,
the vision is clear.
I want to say one of y'all, appreciate y'all for coming. We probably not gonna be here till 4 o'clock type shit, because as y'all can see, self-explanatory. We just haphazardly started talking and just ran into a conversation. So far we've talked about practice space at WashU, practice space at OMSU, practice space in general. We mentioned what does it look like to just let the scene go to shit and people stop trying. That's kind of where we at right now. Yeah, we just addressing reasons as to why the scene is in the state that it is. And again, is it worth saving, or is it just like niggas need to go about their individual lives and we just figure something out? So we just that's where we at right now. I do want to reiterate that I was gonna pass the mic around and shit, but we don't need it. We can all hear each other. Let's just let one another finish their complete thought, before we ad lib in something that's gonna interrupt them or they not get their full thought out. Because I do want to hear everybody's opinion, everybody's statement. So again, whether you agree or disagree, like let them have room to speak. You know what I'm saying? Niggas say what they want to say, type shit. But yeah, to the point of alchemy for me, calling a spade a spade. I told Rich this at the time, and I told my man this at the time. I feel like alchemy could have worked, but I feel like Trent used us to try to open us up to the gay community, which is nothing wrong with that. But you can't come from out of nowhere and try to merge the scene and use street dance as the garnish, as the catalyst for you to enter into the ballroom or whatever, for whatever the optics just look like. We was trying to merge the scene with a scene that wasn't necessarily with, which isn't a bad thing. I just feel like presentation and how we was done just made the scene feel like we see what's going on, bro. This ain't necessarily. You said it perfectly, and I didn't even think about it because the first battle that I went to where we had the big ass argument, I thought that was at WashU, that was a ball.
It was a ball.
It was a ball. You had street dancers trying to do a ball, which was like,
and we didn't understand.
We don't understand what the fuck this is, bro.
It wasn't
the very first one where y'all got to.
It wasn't the judging panel that we wanted. Tyrus and I really didn't fight hard enough for that. I feel like, I don't know, Quest would have said like, I would have like died on hill saying that Tyrus should have done that battle. Like, if it was, you know, because it was 3 of them. But yes, like, and they.
One like.
What went wrong with the battle specifically? Whenever you guys did try to merge the two.
I've pushed when shit got sticky. I kind of escaped that motherfucker real quick. But when I can't, the people that was there can speak to what happened. Actually, I can't really speak to that.
So at the event,
yeah.
Oh
yeah. And when was this?
I didn't go.
This was it 2 years ago? 2 years. This was last year.
Is this the August 17th or whatever event?
I think it was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. It was before my first beat killed jam.
So they had a battle.
Yeah.
Supposedly all styles battle at WashU in the original practice room that we go to. That's down in the middle of the campus where the courtyard is.
Mud.
I see it.
It was the Mud.
Yeah, Mud.
It was hosted by a new form group at the time called Alchemy, which was Maven, Small Talk, I'm guessing Kyla, and y'all three right. That's it. Maven was kind of like the forerunner of it. Small Talk was the DJ, and we literally thought it was yours at first.
And it was like.
Which is why so many people from the community.
That's why we fucked with it, because we thought it was yours. We didn't know nothing about Maven. Maven just popped back up on the scene.
Who is Maven?
He's a ballroom legend.
See what I'm saying?
But to catch him up, hold on. To catch
Significant
him
figure
up.
in ballroom, kiki ballroom scene in the Midwest and insane.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
And we didn't. And the only reason why I know this is because after this event, maybe 6 months after this, I was at her workspace where they threw a ball, and I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly how the battle is set up.
So we at the Mud. There's the way we do prelims is not the way that they ran prelims. The prelims was like a ball. It was like you face the judges and you face the judges, and wasn't everybody dance?
It was you dance whenever. You just go out and cipher in front of the
Oh yeah, whenever you feel like it, and you can call somebody out if you want to, which we turned into a shit show because we call each other out.
It's
Whenever
not
they go
really-
down the runway and they
It's not really exactly. It was like a weird mix of like a free-for-all cipher based on performativity and the ball. So when you also registered, you had to put your category of your type of dance as well. It was really difficult for a lot of dancers who have different ways of taking up space and manipulating the floor, and it just became a standoff of who can grab the most space, and certain styles are more attuned to that than others in an all styles environment.
I see.
So they picked top 8.
Yeah, but they missed it.
Straight out of that. I got top 8 without even doing shit.
It should have been 9. It should have been 9.
Release your guilt. Release your guilt.
Let's go.
Release your guilt.
So then we do top 8, and there's immediately disliking for the judges' calls, which turns into heckling, or not even heckling, niggas expressing themselves. I think Bug or Scooty was the first one to say something, or was it Van? It was either Bug, Scooty, or Van, but them 3 ended up being the main ones, or was Dembori in it too? Dembori and Durrell. For some reason, shit just kind of got out
Oh,
of
you
the
talking
way.
about
It just didn't make no sense. And then we left it, we kind of had to repair that shit afterwards. And then alchemy kept going, but it just didn't make sense. They didn't do the ball shit no more.
They did the battle.
They did. They stopped it.
Did alchemy do a battle? That was the first and only battle they did. They did cycle.
Yeah, they said.
I have
After
a
that, they was
question
on that.
to y'all. I have two questions. Well, one, I wanted to ask you earlier, like, what's your ideal outcome? I kind of was hearing you talking about like weekly things.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, I wanted to ask you guys. I was like, who are your OGs? Because like
Who
you
you
kind
asking
of.
We can go around and
People who've been dancing in St. Louis and are not transplanted here.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to know about y'all because I'm just thinking about like, I don't know, all those things and that the people before y'all didn't, they were, I don't know, I guess.
I mean,
It's a valid question.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would say that my OGs are probably Airsick and Freedom, probably. B-Boys, Black Belt Jones.
Black Belt.
Yeah. Especially on the all-stars tip. Black Belt is definitely
He
like.
got you on the all-stars tip?
Nah, he one of the first dancers I seen do that though.
Oh.
Like be somebody who break, but were actually like, but also like lock and pop and all of that. So it kind of like open.
I wasn't here, bro. When I stepped on him, he was just breaking.
Nah, Black Belt was groovy for sure. But yeah, probably Airsick and Freedom. That's like when I was probably like in my early 20s. Most of my like training, as far as like what I know about training, I got from them. Like Freedom and just like power training and drilling and stuff like that, and Airsick as far as like content creation and drilling, the difference between practice and training and labbing, because they're different. I got that probably from them. So that's what I would call my OGs. And then maybe Wisdom, because Wisdom was one of the first people to expose me to like street dance. Nick Gates. No disrespect to Nick. No disrespect to Nick, you know. But yeah. That's probably who like showed me like the street dance. That's how I started learning of like the B-boys and STL. 'Cause for a long time, I thought I was the only one doing it outside of Mez and us at the studio for real. I'm thinking I'm hot stuff. Then I seen the video where Airstick at City Hall, and I'm like, oh okay, never mind. But yeah, there used to be a battle at City Hall. That used to be crazy. I only got to go to it once, and it was like the very end of it.
I ain't never heard of that shit.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They used to be battles at clubs too.
Yep.
Consistent, like on the flyer.
I think for
I
me,
gotta change better. Fifth Element for sure.
I just talked to Fifth Element. He lost his mom recently, man. I sent him some love and shit. Yeah, Fifth Element, double O. Cat.
Yep.
Cat was the only girl OG on the street for a long time.
We need Cat, because now we got girls. I would say I grew up dancing in the church, and then in middle school I ran into a guy named Dwayne Foster. He got me into working gigs and doing theater and teaching like as early as middle school. He placed a lot of opportunities in front of me. And I also used to catch like megabuses to like the neighboring states. So if I had to give popping an OG, it would be both Popular and T-Bugs in the Midwest. I've gotten, workshops from them, lying to my parents, being like, oh, it's a college tour, and catch a megabus up there and go take a workshop. Here though, I would say on a performance tip for like bar mitzvahs, and my first street dance class, like not commercial, but it felt street. Nick Gates. My OGs for teaching me B-boy though are Martell and Domo. Like actually giving me moves and making sure I train. For animation, myself, I was a dubstep dancer coming up. It was like self-studiers, really. And like I was doing most of the teaching really, so I can't quite say I was a part of group. I wanted to be a part of groups. Like I was a fanboy of every group, MMV, Average Rebels. I was a fanboy of all y'all stuff, but I just really had to change it. Like I was always doing my own thing.
I started at BTC with a lot of people.
So many stories. I
started in the studio first. And the boys would kind of do their own thing in the back with hip hop. That's always how that worked out. But as far as introduction to the street scene at all, that man right there. If it wasn't for him branching out and being a part of this, I wouldn't know nothing about it. Yeah.
Old ass.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that. Him dragging us to the loop and taking us to little battles. And he took me to Essence Fest where me and you battled for the first time.
He's the only one with a car.
Yeah. We was young.
He was my first loss. In the finals at Essence.
Duran was the first crew I was accepted into. Along with, of course, Rich and Domo was there too. As far as Crumb, I decided to learn under Van. But, and honestly, Nick too. Nick, if it wasn't for Nick, I wouldn't know anything about making money from Van.
Aside from what he did, bro, he's an intricate part of everybody.
Unfortunately, I have to give him his credit where credit due. And he put me on the stage, he put a mic in my hand, he taught me how to work a crowd. Yeah, those were my OGs. And of course, as far as breaking go, you know, Fred, of course, who just walked in the room. Rich, of course, and whatever we was doing in the studio.
Oh, I forgot Rye too.
Yeah.
Shout out Rye.
Rye was
really my OG.
Yeah, he was around though.
I don't count the people who spent time with me. Like I got multiple memories of you teaching me.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
All the freestyle, all style stuff, I figured that out. Shout out to Rye.
I'm gonna say I don't necessarily right now my OG, but the mention of Rye make me want to mention like Whispers, Kevsky, Kid Robot, definitely UV, yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah, I mean, we went tech on
and Shuggies from KC also.
Yeah.
Josh G and Shuggies from KC got me on my popping tip.
Yeah. Suge gave a good house workshop at CKDC that I had a good time. That was definitely a good time.
Who other OGs?
I'm not, as far as who I've seen in Little Niggas before I seen the actual scene, I want to say Sam and Khalil played it. Snaps is crazy.
Actually, hell yeah.
From the jump.
Yeah, from the gate. Bumping into him before I bumped into all of y'all.
Yeah, they both were.
Oh my bad. Fly Rebels.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. Y'all might remember who that is. The Fly Rebels.
Fly Rebels.
Maybe so.
That
was a big.
It's not familiar. I'm not hip though.
That was a big influence on people of my me, Matt, Jed. That's where we got really. That's really where we learned
the promotion era.
The promo era.
The promo era.
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't gonna worry about that.
Yeah, from the promo era. Where we was walking around with big name tags.
12.
Yeah.
Trying to copy what grown-ups do for clubs as high schoolers and middle schoolers. It was wild.
Big, yeah.
I mean, I got a big homie here. That's who introduced me to all y'all. I love all y'all.
Who would that be?
What?
Who would that be?
EXO.
Tyrese, yeah.
Small Talk.
Yeah.
DJ Love.
Small Talk for sure. Small Talk been around for everything that I was talking about. He was there.
Yeah.
Even before all of that, me and him was in the thing with .com. Yeah.
That's why I met you at UC, so
Yeah.
you think you can dance.
Yeah.
My first conglomerate loss.
we did not get paid. We did not get paid for that.
My first conglomerate loss.
We did not get paid for that.
Damn.
That video is still on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like otherwise, leadership-wise and like direction, like definitely like Van is a for me, like just in terms of like acceleration and like building and like I don't know. I like heard about I haven't known you for that long, so it's like hearing about Van over time and just like all the stuff that y'all have done. I was just thinking about other people that we're not mentioning right now. I was just curious, like thinking about the generation before. But yeah,
Yeah, like you go to KC for
Oh yeah, I came back 2014. But
that's when shit really started to change. I'm not gonna lie. After Mike Brown, that's when shit y'all had the Edson.
Yup, we had
at the bottom of the church with Freedom.
Yeah. Over on the south side, yeah. That floor was hard. That floor was hard. That was a hard floor right there.
What about you, sir?
in Florida, OG.
Yeah, that counts. OG's OG.
Yeah. My OGs, I learned from Art and Chili's. They were the OGs of Miami's Scrum. And I was under Art, I was baby Art. And then, but that was like 2021 when I actually took dancing serious. Cause I mean, I used to dance, I used to watch Jackson. And then of course Miami, we got our own style of dancing and whatnot, like jigging and wigging and sticking and all of that. But I ain't never taken it seriously, it was just always music. Then I quit music in 2020 and I started dancing in 21. And I was like, I'm gonna do crump. So yeah, Heart and Chiz and even I probably even consider analysis. That's
yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah. I took a few classes with Robbie.
Yeah. He the realest, bro.
Man, he is.
He's so real.
That same year in 21, I took a trip here in St. Louis. I don't know if none of y'all remember.
What event was it?
I don't even remember, but it was at Utopia. And it was in...
Was it the pit?
It was
the
July.
The first pit?
Or was it Fight Club?
The very first pit?
Utopia?
Yeah.
In 21?
Utopia was Fight Club.
It was Fight Club. If it was 21, it was definitely Fight Club.
No.
The very first pit was at
Utopia, yeah.
But that was in 21.
No,
was
it
it upstairs
wasn't.
or downstairs?
No, it wasn't.
Was it upstairs
The
or
first
downstairs?
pit was at Blank Space. Right?
No, he
That was
said
like the
Fight
second or
Club
third.
was at Utopia.
I think
The
it was.
pit was
I think it was upstairs.
The
Yeah,
pit
that was
was
the very first
the pit was at Utopia because it was like
Yeah, it was
the,
at Utopia.
the pit was
I'll
at
never forget
Utopia
it, 'cause that's what I
because
lived in.
it wasn't in none of the rooms. It was like in the main. It was like in the main part.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in the rooms. It was like as soon as you walk in, it was boom. Yeah, and the flow was terrible.
It was. It absolutely was. That was also when we met the Minnesota scene.
Yo, Casey came to that one too.
Oh, it's
Casey
probably
came out.
downstairs. What about saying it was downstairs? I think it was downstairs. I don't remember.
No, it was upstairs.
Utopia.
It was. I remember it now. And what's his name? Fanu
Yeah, Casey.
was a judge, and
Yeah.
that's when he was doing Brook Up. So I
But it
remember.
was an All Stars event.
I know.
Yeah.
But I remember
It
that.
was up. It was, yeah.
I remember that. I was on the path to win, and I thought that the curfew for the 18 and older was for everybody. So since my little sister and my other friend with me at the time was underage, I left with them and gave my spot to Corey.
Type shit.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
I ain't stay long, so I don't remember.
I was
seen
trying to
it.
take that. I wanted that day. So
My
bad.
ride had to leave. I really waited till the Crumb niggas got done. That's when I met Lucas, Lady, Olive House, which is now my family.
Yeah.
And Van, and then I left, and then like later on that year, November, yeah, 21, I came back, I moved back. Well, I just moved, so, and I've been up under Lucas since 23, maybe? Yeah. And so as far as like OGs, I consider Van and Lucas as like OGs. Yeah, I had to took another style. But yeah, I met all y'all. I met y'all, like all of y'all. I think it was at one of Domo's event. One of the Floriginals when it was here. Was it?
Yeah, that was in like 22 if it was here.
It was in 22. Yeah, I think that was like either April or May or some shit.
Started in April, went to April, May, and then we did June.
Crazy
I
work
battled,
over there.
yeah, I battled Too Easy as like my first.
Oh,
Yeah.
what an entry.
That was my first battle.
Yeah, that's over here.
I was surprised I even made it past prelims.
Damn, you beat easy.
Huh?
You been easy. Didn't you?
No. We went 3 rounds. We tied.
Oh, sound alright. I was just
That's about right.
Yeah.
Easy is a draw 4 in Uno.
Man, you just never know what you're gonna
You never know what you're gonna get. But you know you got at least 4 of the things coming up.
If y'all want water and snacks and chips, it's something over there. I can grab it.
Nice.
What about you, man? What your OGs is?
I don't really have OGs.
I respect it.
I was watching Stomp the Yard.
Basics. You don't like consider basics?
Oh, you mean like my big homie?
Yeah. That's what OGs
Yeah.
mean in Chrome.
Yeah. I would consider him my OG though.
Oh, you would?
It's like Miho, yeah. Miho OG to me. 'Cause I never was under him, but we cool. And I respect him more than tight ass. I respect the OGs out here, you know, like Black Belt, I battled him, Airstick, Freedom. I battled Nick Gates. He wasn't my OG though, but I battled him at Atomic Album. He had all these groupies with him.
Yeah.
He had all these groupies with him.
Yeah, he had like the bunny.
I like you gonna repeat it.
I came back to St. Louis. I used to like battling people.
Yeah.
And well, no, I was actually with Erica. I guess Erica, like an OG, she opened my mind to contemporary and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, same.
I guess she could be an OG to me for sure, especially like with ballet and yeah. So those are my OGs, I guess.
In word. Olivia?
I'm not in the scene at all. I'm kind of dipping my toe in. I am a sophomore dance major at Webster, so I do like modern ballet, like all that more and stuff. But
so you're a professor.
yeah, so I mean, right now I'm working under Maggie Duker, Shi Zhao. I'm from Indiana. Christine Thacker was a huge person for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So a lot of people got me where I am, but I'm trying to learn about this side of dance too, because I feel like in the academic sense we're not taught or not exposed.
Right, what an intro.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah.
Is this your first street dance event coming to?
I didn't even know.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, this is great.
Welcome to the honesty of the family.
You're in the right place for the right people. People that showed up.
Well, actually, the Floriginal, I guess, is you followed me on Instagram, and I was sent this invitation, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll come. But yeah, so I don't know. Still learning.
And I feel like OGs in more of a concert sense. I feel like, and I kind of was, when we talked earlier, I was asking about like styles and stuff. Like OGs can be like, yeah, you don't have to have met them, I feel like too. It's like, they're like,
they're
who
very
you're looking at in a style, like.
If they're instrumental in creating the you of you, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Tiny Love in that case. Tiny Love, he got everything I learned from. I've watched that man.
Oh yeah, if I'm saying that, I would have to say Andrew Ballerina.
Yeah.
Personally.
And I recently met him. I was fanboying. I was like, oh my god.
I can't see that. I have to wear my glasses from behind me.
So as far as like OG goes, I would have to say probably Lucas as well, Dean. Him and Cornell, I would say. Cornell, Deuce, he got me into crumping. When I first moved, I'm not originally from here, I'm from Miami. And
305.
Okay. growing up, I was always an all-styler, and I never really did crunk or b-boying or anything. I just liked everything that I saw. And growing up, I watched a lot of like Dragon House, Status Silver, Pop and John, Mr. Wiggles. I watched Hoenn I watched a lot of him too. But I never really had an OG till I moved here, and that was when I met Lucas, and he put me underneath Crump. And I think now for about 5 or 6 years, something like that. I think we've been doing it now. But now I'm more so trying to get into the culture more, and like coming out to events and popping out more and showing face, because I want to be more acclimated in the culture that I love so much. So, I mean, yeah, as far as big homies go, I've also taken workshops too. Taken Vandal's workshop a few years ago. Slim and Kyle's workshops, I've taken those as well. And I would say first event, other than like the EOS that we have at the end of the year every year, first event was like, I think it was Wasteland 2 or 3 when it was in California. That was like my first big event. It was pretty cool.
That's a big event.
Yeah, so that was a pretty solid
For the
event.
first,
When it was on the, what was it? It was like the air hangers.
Oh yeah,
On
the air hangers.
That's crazy. I gotta say closing too.
I can say this only because I know, but Lord shares my OGs. Dwayne Foster taught at our school. I, as an alumni, was already graduated and was teaching in Normandy off and on. And he was like, "Hey, we got another one. We need you to." And so I met Lucas like that, and that was my little bro for like maybe 6 years or so. And then I passed him off to Gannon to get his crump. So, because I was like, I taught you all of this, but I can't teach you crump, so I'll tell him to get it. So I would say Foster me.
Yeah, for sure.
It was baby limitless.
Actually, as a unit, Gannon, Rob, Tizzy, and Tyrus, I also consider my other. So before I met any of y'all, I bumped into them in like clubs and stuff. And as random sightings, they would always be in my circle encouraging me. So I could definitely say they kept me dancing outside of high school, like just on the, in the public type scene.
Were you ever in the club with Red?
Red?
Yeah.
Like
I
Anthony?
yeah, I just had to add.
We're not that old.
I've taken.
We're not old enough to have been in that setting.
Like when me and Slim was at the studio, Red was doing workshops.
But he wasn't that much older than y'all.
Yeah, he was young.
He was young, but he was young for
he
right.
Yeah.
There was a time where he went to LA and then he came back. He started doing these $5 classes on Alot.
Yeah,
and I would say,
things,
as far as like leveling up my industry choreo, them Tuesday sessions, they got me together. They got on the
Are you guys talking about like the Code Red studio? Or?
Well, we're talking about Red. The founder.
Yeah.
Oh, later I wanna talk about that.
Word.
Yeah.
Alright, we almost done, so we only got top 3 left.
Shoulders.
Shoulders to know.
What's the question? What's your OG? Who your OGs?
Who is the dance period? This is a kind of question.
My OGs were Tiger Ball Z.
Yep.
Tiger Ball.
Yeah, that was smoking nobody wants.
That was a good battle.
Black Belt, Monk,
Rest in peace.
Elfos.
Frog.
Yeah.
I want to say with, not Windows, that's a Airship. Because I'm in the older generation. Like a lot of y'all OGs were my running mates.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of like that time, I feel like I also gotta mention Tanya. Cause Tanya used to have a battle once a year. She would have that East. And that's my first time running in the Black Belt Jones and Tiger Ball Z. And that was me being a kid and battling them. And Tiger Ball Z was head sliding across the basketball court.
I knew a lot of Tiger students, which is why I was like so excited to finally meet him. I think I finally met him when we was royalty at the casino battle. That was my first time meeting him.
I remember the casino battle.
Yeah, but yeah.
Gotta give it the time.
Oh, and I forgot, before Red, on the choreo tip, Ebony.
Shout
Bruh.
As a little, it's like 11, like 12 years old, she was at the YMCA getting me together. Getting me together.
Again.
Y'all know my OGs. It's He taught basically, like, I think every single style that I know.
Yeah.
And
He
like,
got
from
style
there-
together, man.
Yeah, he look styles.
Craig ain't nothing to fuck with, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to like him actually pouring into the kids.
Absolutely.
Man.
He one of them cinder blocks that stop cars from going down the street. Like he is a staple. I swear to God, he's a staple. He's a staple. He's a staple.
But yeah. Sure, I remember he used to, he was the one that brought Dragon House down, like the first time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dragon House, man, for always coming through the Midwest.
Real shit.
Shout out to them.
Real shit. Real shit.
But then I remember growing up, like I see that like the old videos that you posted, and it's like it's you as the MC. I remember like you two will always be winning the battle. Wait, there's also one more. His name, Rupture, right?
Rupture, yeah.
He was out when Rupture was out. Good
Terry was
God.
outside.
Candy, man.
Oh.
3 times.
You gotta do a seance to get him to a battle. If you get him back. If you get him back.
Boogie man.
That's mine.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think for St. Louis based, I mean, Theo was, the first person I ever took. I threw myself in. I had a friend in like the commercial scene who was like, I'm going to this thing called Beat Kill Jam, do you want to come? I got off of work, I was wearing non-slip shoes, and I was like, dang, these people are really good. I would love to try. I don't know what the hell was going on in my brain. But then, yeah, that was the last Beat Kill Jam that ever happened. And
damn.
So this was the 10th?
The 10th?
Big Top.
Oh,
and I just remember like,
damn, you knew as hell.
Yes!
Yeah. It feels like you've been here.
It feels like you've been here longer.
That's what it, like, I feel like the thing of OGs of like, I am an example of what is happening with the breakdown of the generational lineage. Because my OGs don't necessarily, I might not necessarily want to train in their style, but they have been influential in terms of bringing me into the culture and educating me, and that's why Theo has been so important. And I would also say Michael Gubb of Blue Cipher. He was president of Blue Cipher for about 3 years. And he now is in New York working with B-Boy Static, doing a lot of house, still doing a lot of B-boying there. And then I would say out of St. Louis, folks that I don't necessarily get to train with regularly. I mean, Tracy Wong, she's in Seattle. She does also just about everything, but in the whacking space, her, Archie Burnett, who's still with us, and then Tyrone Evans in New York, and then Wheezy Phoenix in Tennessee.
Wheezy?
I
Essence.
haven't seen Wheezy.
Yeah, I feel like Wheezy may have been around here at some point.
He was. Wheezy sometimes.
Yeah, like, we're trying to get him out here in May, so hopefully.
Just made me think of something. I think it's hella important to say Zoe's name too, Lorenzo.
Shout out Zoe.
Can't forget about Zoe.
He went to Atlanta.
Yeah. Zoe used to go crazy.
Zoe went stupid with the car. Women teeth as well.
Yeah.
I went out there. He was buck too.
Zoe?
I wasn't there for the teeth days. I seen Zoe after.
Okay.
Like when he was teaching with Tanya and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Essence and Sam Pantha, both also out of New York. I feel like, but again, like this, a lot of my OGs are like people that I look up to. I don't necessarily get to train with regularly. So I think that's something that like, I think about a lot in terms of how do I, because I think that that mentor relationship is very important to me. So, and I think keeping that going in the future is what's going to maintain longevity and also keep people from burning out. But I think sometimes telling people that they're an OG when they're not ready to feel that responsibility, like